This is episode 1 of a video series on our ongoing construction of an ultra-modern shopping plaza in Aba, the commercial city of Abia State, Nigeria. Before diving into the video, it is important to lay out 3 unique challenges facing the project. The site is not a virgin land. It has 2 existing structures, one of which is a 2-story building. Both buildings will have to be demolished and the rubble cleared from the site. The plot is very small and the footprint of the proposed plaza will occupy most of the land. So there is the difficulty of where to store the demolished rubbles as well as the excavated soil from the foundation. Access to the site poses a huge challenge. The land is situated on a very narrow close which has now transformed into a burgeoning market due to overflow of traders from the popular nearby Ariaria International Market in Aba. There are other challenges too. However, these will be revealed as the construction progresses. Moving on, let's quickly look at an old recording of what the 2 structures on the site looked like before we started demolitions. A 2-story residential block of flats was at the front end of the property, whilst a 3-bedroom bungalow was situated at the rear. As the area transformed from residential to commercial over the last 10 years, the ground floor of the main building was already converted to storage units by the former landlord, and some of the tenants were actually trading from inside the storage units. Stepping out of the property into the main street, which is now a market, traders installed awnings in front of their shops, blocking access to the property. This is typical of an average Aba trader. Half of their items on sale usually get displayed outside of their stores, obstructing access rather than having goods displayed inside. Due to the site's vehicular access issues as well as the heavy pedestrian activity in the market, we commenced work with gradual deconstruction of the existing building, starting from the bungalow at the rear. This was very time-consuming, nevertheless deemed a safer way of bringing both buildings down rather than outright demolition, which would have endangered pedestrians. Once the bungalow was successfully taken apart, we continued on the 2-story building at the front. We also drained the soak-away pit in the property as it currently falls within the footprint of the proposed new structure. The rubbles from the 2 buildings are huge and we need a great deal to refill the foundation later, so we arranged to heap some in the neighboring compound. We also started excavating the rear side where the bungalow once stood, because it was now clear we could not build the foundation at one go given the challenges at the site as already highlighted. Whilst the construction and excavation were going on, we went ordering some building materials at Ogbosisi, the largest timber market in Aba. Reinforcement steel bars and other building materials are also sold at Obosisi Market. One thing to note is that irrespective of the quantity of rods you require for your project, rebars are sold per piece in Aba rather than in tons as sold in places like Lagos and Abuja. Another thing to be careful about is fakes. There are fakes of everything from substandard or undersized rods to diluted and rebagged cement, even chippings. Yes, make no mistake about it, there are fake chippings. Unscrupulous businessmen would rather spend time and effort gluing up stone dust to produce fake chippings rather than investing in proper stone quarry to get the real thing. At the site, the iron benders were fabricating the 72 steel reinforcement columns and the requisite rebar baskets for the column footing bases, all done under the supervision of the site structural engineer. All the while, laborers were still removing rubble knocked out of the two-story buildings. Soon enough, we started running out of space at the neighboring land we were using to stack the rubble, notwithstanding that the laborers have only moved about 40% of the lot. The underlying trouble is that the property being demolished was placed at 72 centimeters below the street level, meaning that whenever it rained, the compound got flooded. So we needed to retain as much of these rubbles somewhere near to refill the foundation of the new build up to a higher DPC level, as well as fill up the compound. The engineer has calculated the new DPC to be 250 centimeters in height, meaning we'll be literally burying a complete building beneath. Ideally, we would have liked to clear out the entire site to allow for proper setting out before excavation, but that is a luxury we can't afford here. So as the manual demolition was going on, the rubbles were being moved whilst excavation of the foundation trenches was going on from the rear side of the plot. At this point, the iron benders have almost finished putting together the set of rebar forms needed for the foundation. You will notice that steel ring hooks are bent to 135 degrees to resist movement in line with international building codes. Back to the rear side of the site where foundation trenches are being excavated, we experienced several challenges of the soil collapsing back into the trenches. This is common when excavating a land with existing foundation. You find out that the soil is not as stable as a naturally compacted soil. So we engaged additional laborers to move the excavated soil further away from the trenches.
Work is your oga. Add the money now.
After a week of making laborious manual demolition and clearing of the site by different groups of men, we arrived at the point that we needed to bring in heavy-duty machinery to make further progress. There are still a good number of concrete columns that need excavating, and since we've run out of space to store more rubble, we'll have to dispose of most of what is left. Please join me in the next episode to see how we deal with these obstacles. This is the production of a new YouTube channel that needs a lot of subscribers and watch time to succeed. So if you benefited from this video, please help the channel by hitting the subscription button. Click the bell icon to be notified of my next video upload, leave your comments, and kindly share it with others. Thank you for watching.